Hey everyone, how's it going? Cell here. Today I just wanted to talk about an interesting method that I found from somebody else when it comes to farming jewelers and fusings from specifically 6-socket items that was introduced with 3.13, the latest patch. So, I know what you're thinking. I've got Volo's rest maps on screen right now. This does not particularly involve farming Volo's rest specifically, but it is an easy way to get this method started. And it's not really a method per se, more like a tip slash check this thing out that's kind of obvious, but people haven't been exploiting. Probably because this largely pertains to solo self-found. If you're on Trade League, you can just buy fusings, I guess. And not everybody's going to use theirs, of course. They're just going to buy 6 links from other people. And there's a greater pool of 6 links and all that, so since I'm playing SSF, I blew around 3,500 to 4,000 fusings on a Zos Nurture, and still hadn't linked it, so I started pursuing this method. It's a very flexible method, and can be adapted to any sort of playstyle or content that you want to farm, as long as it's map based. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about that. Let me get back in game and show you guys what I'm talking about. So like I said, the method was introduced with 3.13 Echoes of the Atlas, and it is pretty much as simple as get a watchstone with the of geomancy suffix, either the second or third, first or second tier rather, because, well, I guess it's not really relevant unless you are using Secrets of the Stones for increased effect of watchstone modifiers. So these are of course craftable watchstones. You can craft the of geomancy suffix on any watchstone based titanium, platinum, or chromium. So yeah, nothing to worry about there. If you're focusing on this in particular, keep in mind that a lot of good watchstone affixes are suffixes, so this will conflict with those because you can only have one prefix and one suffix on each watchstone. If you don't want to put any other thought or resources into it beyond that, you can simply stick with that. So like right now, these are a combined 0.9% chance for any two-handed weapon or body armor that drops to be a 6-socket, which equates to 7 jewelers. And, you know, it's almost 2 fusings, 1 3/4 of a fusing. And, yeah, if you want to take this even further, you can of course roll more. I've only got 3 at the moment. I've got the other one rolled here, but I was running some low tier 10 maps to use up some of my mid-level missions and just to level up my new character, because I'm 89 now, but I was in the 70s when I started this. So yeah, can socket this in even, and that'll be now 1.3% chance. This is, unlike some of the other watchstone mods, this is a significant improvement over the base drop rate for items that have the maximum number of sockets. There are reports of people that are literally running out of potential inventory space and portals because they're getting so many 6-socket drops. So if you think about that in terms of the math, that is, you can have up to 6 6-socket items in your inventory if you don't have your currency stack like I do, and those will be 7 jewelers each. That's 42 jewelers per inventory, or 252 jewelers maximum per map, which is equivalent to 63 fusings. So the typical like rule of thumb going rate for 6-linking an item is 1 in 1,200 fusings if you've qualityed it correctly and such, or if you're guaranteeing it. Of course, if you have the bench crafting mod, you can pay a guaranteed 1,500 fusings to get it. So that'll significantly cut down on the number of maps you need to run and the number of time it'll take for you to get jewelers and fusings to socket and link items that you might not get normally. So like pretty much all of my 6 linked armors I've gotten from drops somehow. Like I think this was Draped in Dreams this chest came from. But uniques like Zoph's Nurture, you're not really going to be getting that all too much. You'd have to get the item to drop 6 linked, which almost never happens. So instead, this is a really good alternative way to run that. And like I said, you can roll this mod of Geomancy on any base of watchstone for any region. So I have some over here for when I farm Hamlet for Atoll harvest percentage. I have a few here for maximum number of sockets as well. 2 of them only, but even with just the 2 of them, it's a noticeable difference. And if you do end up getting 4 that are 0.4% or 0.5%, and you're using Secrets of the Stones, 6 socket items will be falling from the trees, I'm telling you guys. Specifically, you want the second or first highest tier, so tier 2 or tier 1 here, to hit breakpoints with Secrets of the Stones. So this is not like fractional, like it's not going to multiply 0.3% by anything. It has to be a nice even fraction to whatever decimal place the watchstone specifies. So this one is only the tens place. So I actually divined this one up to 0.4 because I was like swimming in divines. And so now this will get boosted from 0.4 to 0.5. 0.5 will go up to 0.6. So if I throw in a map here, we saw the watchstone numbers, and over here we'll have 0.6, 0.5, 0.5 for a 1.6% chance to drop 6 socket items whenever you drop something that can have 6 sockets. So yeah, that's pretty much my bit on that. I would probably suggest this, and I'm probably going to do this myself, wherever I don't want a specific watchstone mod. Because another thing is, this mod is not necessarily rare by any means. I feel comfortable, for example, rolling past the 0.3% chance if I don't hit the 0.4% chance instead for tier 2. Obviously, the first tier mods on the watchstones are significantly rarer, but I'm comfortable settling for a 0.4 or 0.5% from any of these. And yeah, there is some other sort of tricky stuff you can do here, like you could roll 3 of these with percent chance to have max sockets, and then another one with percent chance to link, or to be fully linked, or you could do like 2 and 2, something like that. I personally don't think that's worth it. I would rather just, when you want a 6 link, you usually want something specific, especially in the later stages of the league or the game. Depending on how far you are, you're going to want to link your items manually. So for example, I've got all of these other astral plate bases here, like this one in particular. It's good to go. I just need to link it. And yes, it doesn't have quality. Laugh at me. So I don't really care to get the random 6 link drops. I just want to be able to link the items myself. And so like in my case now, depending on how far I want to push this character, I now have 1 6 linked nurture here, and I just spent a bunch on linking another nurture, so that now I can corrupt and hope for a double implicit of some variety that'll increase my damage from incursion temples. So now, if I want to push this character even further, I can just keep rolling depending on how lucky or unlucky I get with the double corruption. Roll another nurture, link it, etc., until I end up getting, the thing that I want. And so this just makes it that much nicer to try to target farm that. And having targeted like the fusing cards in the past, that's what I was originally thinking of when I had farming fusings in mind. But I can tell you from experience, neither of these cards, or at least Lucky Connections, does not have a good enough drop rate to consider farming at the level you would need to in order to 6-link something. So yeah, I think this method just opens a lot of doors for linking and socketing items, especially uniques, going forward. I don't really see this getting nerfed, but if it does, obviously it depends on the degree of the nerf, but if they just change it to like minus 0.1 or 0.2% or less even, from what all these are now, so like 0.5 goes to 0.3, that wouldn't be that bad. It would still be a significant increase in jeweler output. And then at that point you wouldn't feel obligated to take Secrets of the Stone, which I'm already thinking of speccing out of. But yeah, that's pretty much my bit. It was a long ramble, but I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. If you're an SSF, I hope this helps you. And if you are not an SSF, I hope this either helps you or you found it interesting. If you got this far, feel free to give it a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the feedback, as long as it's constructive criticism or whatever else you got for me. If you want to see more videos like this and guides in the future, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.